Hello, my name is John Foltz, and I will be presenting a case study for the Russian hacks of power grids in Ukraine. This video is the final video of my case study for EG 44175, Ethical and Professional Issues in Engineering at the University of Notre Dame in London. I will now be closely investigating each aspect of the case. The first item to be investigated is the incident. The incident occurred on December 23, 2015. In it, 225,000 Ukrainians lost power as a result of cyber attacks and hacking. The attacks prevented those who were working from using and controlling their computers at all. This aspect of the attack was carried out using phishing and a malware called Black Energy 3. They accomplished this by sending emails with infected attachments to power company employees, allowing them to steal their login and password credentials for the VPN to access the control center and its systems remotely. Once they had this, they were able to control the grid system and cut circuit breakers at nearly 60 substations. Additionally, Black Energy 3 contains a kill list malware, wiping all computer files and preventing the computer from rebooting, completely taking away control from workers. In addition to lost power, the power company had jammed phone lines, using a distributed denial of service attack executed by the hackers, preventing the company from identifying the blackout area. Russian hackers were confirmed to be behind the attack, and the Sandworm team is the group believed to be responsible for the attack. They are believed to have links to the Russian government and the Russian security services. These suspicions were linked by political motivations for attacking Ukraine, something I will expand upon soon. There was great difficulty in attributing the attacks, as laws regarding nation-states and cybercrime are relatively new and vague, and investigators can only trace the country of origin instead of individuals, along with the fact that sabotage attacks are much more difficult to track, as they do not result in the selling of anything, such as credit card numbers, on the black market. However, due to the malware used in this and the second attack, investigators could attribute the attacks to the Sandworm team, furthering suspicions that the Russian government was involved. The Sandworm team is a Russian hacking group with no official link to the government, but, like previously mentioned, are very strongly suspected to work with them due to high technical skills, a long lifespan for a hacking group, and history of attacks that seem politically motivated. Additionally, Russia has a history of hybrid warfare, which is the unauthorized conducting of a penetration by, on behalf of, or in support of, a government into another state's computer or network, or any other activity affecting a computer system, which the purpose is to add, alter, falsify, or delete data, or cause the disruption of or damage to a computer or network, or the objects a computer system controls. There was a second attack carried out against a single transmission station in northern Kiev on December 17, 2016. It was very similar to the first attack in that it was carried out against electrical systems, and the Sandworm team was suspected to be responsible. However, it differed in that it was carried out against a transmission station, something more vital to the functioning of electrical systems. Additionally, it was carried out using an automated software that seems to be designed for repeat use, called InDestroyer. It is much more advanced and completely automated with a built-in knowledge of communication protocols used in electrical grid equipment and can directly control remote equipment without relying on the software that grid operators use. Insurance linked to these attacks is very vague, and there are not many clear guidelines as to how much should be paid for how much is lost during a cyber attack. Additionally, there are not many baselines for insurance coverage, so pricing guidelines are unclear, as many insurers raise their prices if an attack occurs. A similar attack in the United States could cause an estimated $200 billion in damages. There is a looming future of cyber warfare, and the United States of America is continuously listed as a top target for cyber warfare. Drawing off of that, traces of the malicious software that were used in the Ukrainian attacks have already been found in American computers. Additionally, the second attack on Ukraine was completely automated, showing that the attackers have completely developed an automated war machine. American companies have a very similar setup, suggesting that the Ukraine attacks were simply a trial for attacks against a Western European or American nation. An attack on America would be much more difficult to execute due to increased security, but would cause outages for longer, possibly up to weeks long. The nation of Ukraine was clearly negatively affected, as they lost power twice. Additionally, the tactics were political and asserting Russian dominance over Ukraine. Ukraine has had intentions to fully integrate into Europe, and these attacks, along with future Russian attacks on Ukraine, prevent Ukraine from utilizing their discovery of natural gas in their territory and joining NATO. Russia clearly benefited as a result of these attacks. Not only did they show dominance in cyber warfare and show that they could be successful, but they were able to further their plans to keep Ukraine partly under their control. They have powerful political leverage against Ukraine as they are dependent on their natural gas. If Ukraine were to integrate into Europe, they would lose this as their natural gas, along with most of Europe's, as it would come from Ukraine's supply. The cyber attacks and other hybrid warfare tactics have prevented this, promoting Russian policies. The Sandworm team has also benefited, as they were able to develop an automated hacking machine for future use and successfully hack power grids multiple times. The United States and other Western European nations are negatively affected as a result of these attacks, as the possibility of them being attacked is raised significantly after successful attacks were executed against another country. Ukrainian energy companies are clearly negatively affected as they were hacked. Their systems were compromised, and they had to labor to turn everything on and to repair damages. Additionally, they had to develop resources to prevent it from attacking again. American energy companies benefited, but were also negatively affected, so they are neutral. They benefited as they were able to learn of the cyber attacks and take measures to prevent them from occurring to them. However, they were negatively affected as now they are much more likely to be attacked in a similar attack, since the attacks were successful and discovered to be fully automated. Insurance companies are also neutral in this situation. Energy companies would be much more likely to buy their policies due to impending threat of an attack, along with their ability to raise prices due to there being a possibility that they will have to make more payments in the future. However, this is the negative, as since there may be an attack in the future, they may have to make a large payout in the future. The main issues of the case are hacking, insurance payouts, the idea of cyber warfare, and creating cyber defenses. Hacking is an issue that violates laws by invading the privacy of someone, along with executing commands on their behalf without their permission. Though there are many negatives, there are also many positives. For example, anti-terrorism measures can be strengthened by hacking. In this case, however, hacking is an issue for the Russians, along with the Sandworm team. The Russians have shown that they can construct warfare offenses as a result of hacking and can greatly benefit from it. However, energy companies show that there can be extreme negatives as a result of hacking, as they lost power and money. The issue revolves around whether or not it is acceptable to use hacking in warfare. Another issue is raised in whether or not it is acceptable to use hacking to investigate another hack and determine who did it, along with how, so that defenses can be constructed. Another issue is insurance payouts, as no matter what the insurance payout is, one company will lose money, and it would be extremely rare for both companies to think that any payout is fair. The rules and regulations regarding what companies must pay out are vague, as are the policies. This leaves a good deal up for debate. Any insurance company that has to create a payout due to a hack will clearly want to spend less so that they lose less money, whereas any affected company will want a greater payout. This is an ethical and professional issue, as one should pay the correct amount, but also want to save the company money. Additionally, it may seem as unethical for companies to raise prices if an attack is imminent, essentially taking advantage of them. However, it may be seen as necessary, as they may have to pay out a large sum in the near future if they are raising prices. Another issue is cyber warfare, as warfare is clearly an ethical issue, as many see it as wrong, but many also see it as necessary. Cyber warfare is an ethical issue in itself, as there are no clear boundaries on what can be stopped from cyber warfare. There are many ways in which cyber warfare could be less destructive, but there are many more ways in which a cyber war could be more destructive, just as the fact that a simple push of a button within another country's system in a hack could set off a nuclear war. Cyber warfare is a social issue, as many people have issues with the social effects of a war, such as the economy and productivity effect that it causes. There are many legal issues within a cyber war. Taking part in a cyber war would most definitely involve breaking a few laws, such as hacking. Additionally, professional issues could be created as the work of people who could be used in negative manners and could be used to hurt or even kill people. Warfare in itself is a large issue, and a cyber war could create complications in which it may be better, but also worse, to have a cyber war. Finally, creating defense against cyber attacks can be viewed as unethical. These defenses could be used as counterattack measures, but they also may need to draw on experience to create the defense. I believe that hacking is unethical for all issues and should be avoided. It invades someone's privacy and can cause a whole deal of issues if it progresses, as the methods could fall into the wrong hands. It creates bad situations for all those affected, such as those in Ukraine, and can cause a great deal of loss of money. The negative effects of hacking were shown in this case, as many people lost power and resources as a result, and it also showed the possibility of even greater harm due to hacking. I believe that insurance companies should pay out a fair policy, but I believe they have the right to raise their prices if they believe they will have to soon make a payout within an attack. The attack exposed details within the insurance industry that challenge ethics for the insurance companies. However, it seems fair and just for them to raise prices if they feel an attack will occur soon. I think cyber warfare should be avoided at all costs, as I think it allows for the potential of a great deal of damage and death at a greater ease than other wars. There was not a great amount of damage as a result of this attack, but if similar attacks were to continue to occur, then there could be greater damage and losses. Additionally, if there were to be more advanced or dangerous attacks, then there would be great harm in cyber warfare. Finally, I think that companies and governments should create defenses for cyber attacks, but they should not counterattack if they are attacked, and they should not be exploratory in finding new defenses by attacking. I believe that due to the ever-changing nature of the internet and computers, creating defenses may only end up doing more harm than good. People can create defenses based on how others' attack have been executed. Creating defenses based upon emerging technologies can open up a Pandora's box if it falls into the wrong hands. Relating to the case, Russia was in the wrong for the attack. They used the wrong method to advance their political motives. Hacking is ethically and professionally wrong and should not be used in any manner, much less furthering a political goal. Attacking creates a whole new scenario in which cyber warfare becomes reality, resulting in severe human and economic loss. They instigated the attack against Ukraine, who was only acting in their own personal best interests when they acted against Russia's interests. The hackers had no right to attack and were completely in the wrong. These are references used for material. Thank you for watching.